There will be no deal. Peter Bone says UK can avoid huge Brexit bill with no EU agreement. Tory MP Peter Bone told Sky's Niall Paterson that Britain should exit the EU with no deal so that it can fulfil the Leave campaign's promises. Mr. Bone said he is confident the EU will not do a deal with Britain after Theresa May made major concessions on key Brexit issues in order to move on to trade talks. Appearing on Sky News, Mr. Bone said, "The great thing about today is we are 474 days away from coming out of this dreadful European Union superstate. But the real issue is when we get to the spring of next year. If there is no proper trade deal done, if it's clear that there is not going to be a deal, which is actually what I think will happen, at that stage we have to say we are going to come out, there isn't going to be a deal. We'll have a clean Brexit and we'll spend that £39 billion on the health service and adult social care, as actually we promised." The Prime Minister had to back down to the European Union on a number of issues, including raising the divorce deal to up to £40 billion and allowing family members of migrants to move to Britain, which has been criticised by staunch Brexiteers. Negotiators have now published the full text of the agreement, which Mrs. May said her DUP partners had agreed to after significant improvements were made. European Council President Donald Tusk said the UK must obey EU rules during the transition period, including new commands handed down by Brussels. The Brexit deal has received a mixture of responses, with some Brexiteers insisting Britain is better off to walk away with no deal. Brexiteer Nigel Farage wrote on Twitter, "A deal in Brussels is good news for Mrs. May as we can now move on to the next stage of humiliation." But Tory MP Jacob Rees-Mogg said, "Arlene Foster saved the day and the Prime Minister has done well to secure a deal that Brexiteers can live with. It's not perfect, but what it shows is that we've offered the EU a huge pot of money, and if we don't get what we want, the government must show it is willing to walk away."